Hello everyone, it's time for another episode of Am I the Asshole? If you like hearing Reddit stories, it would really support the channel if you could give us a like or subscribe. Let's dive straight into our first story. Am I the asshole for refusing to take my daughter to her birthday party? My 30 female daughter Cleo 5 hates pink. She has disliked the color and almost everything to do with it since she was about 3 or so. She has one pink shirt she likes and one pink stuffed animal, and that's it. My father's partner, Prue, refuses to accept that Cleo doesn't like pink. Over the years, she's made several attempts to push the color onto her. Pretty much every gift she's ever given her was some shade of pink, no matter how many times I tell her to stop. She has tried to give me dozens of different reasons why I should encourage my daughter to try different shades. It clearly upsets Cleo, but Prue keeps doing it. About a week ago, my father invited me, my husband, and our children for dinner at his place. He said he and Prue had a surprise for the kids. Right before we left home, my younger sister, who still lives with our father, texted me. She warned me that the surprise was actually a small birthday party Prue had planned for Cleo. That alone threw me off because my daughter's birthday was in November. My father did miss her actual birthday party due to work, but still. Also, my son turns 9 in March, so I had figured his would be the next party we'd have. Then she sent me photos of how the place was decorated, and it very clearly wasn't actually meant for Cleo. Literally every piece of decor was pink. The table, the tableware, the balloons, everything. She had gotten pink banners and glued pink foil fringe curtains on the doors. Even the cake was pink. I showed everything to my husband, and we agreed not to take the kids there. I texted my father the following. Hey, sister told me everything. We're not coming. We're taking the kids to McDonald's and telling them that was your surprise. You and Prue can come if you want. We're paying. We did exactly that. My father did show up without Prue, but he was cold with us and left 20 minutes after arriving. Both him and Prue are pissed. My father is angry that my husband and I dismissed his partner's heartfelt gesture towards our daughter. Prue also told me that I'm the reason Cleo is restrictive. I also don't like pink, and am raising her to be an ungrateful, spoiled brat who is unwilling to compromise. To be honest, I get how I could be in the wrong here. But at the same time, this just felt like Prue trying to push something Cleo doesn't like onto her yet again. My sister and one of my brothers are on my side, though my sister did say I had been rude. My other brother is on the fence. Am I the asshole? My daughter doesn't know I dislike pink, nor would I care if she did like it. Not the asshole. You handled it well and avoided the worst. You were not rude so much as clear that you would not let Prue manipulate you/your daughter. Your father is the weakest link here. He should be reeling in Prue's pink obsession, not encouraging it. Tell your father and Prue that there are things important than the color pink in this world, and that if they cannot stop giving pink to your daughter, then they should stop giving. Period. My father never understood I didn't like pink either. In his case, I think it was more of a memory thing. He had the habit of getting me the same essentials as my sister, who did like pink. No, it's not just memory. He doesn't care. If he cares enough, he'll remember. I'm not sure that Prue's efforts were a heartfelt gesture. Her insistence on pink seems to be more about Prue than about Cleo. Does Prue have children of her own? I would think that most people who've had some exposure to children know that they go through phases of liking, loving, or disliking things, and that you can't really force things on them if they don't like them. Your father and Prue really aren't hearing you, Cleo. The party wasn't for Cleo, so not attending doesn't seem any worse than throwing a party for someone when you know they'll hate it. Not the asshole. Prue doesn't have kids. She does have some experience with children, but mostly through mine and her friends. She has never babysat my kids, and I don't know whether she's ever been responsible for any other children. Am I the asshole for leaving a party because my date refused to get me water? I had been seeing someone I met through mutual friends. Wed had good times one-on-one, and when he invited me to events with his friends, I'd contribute to the group dynamic by never showing up empty-handed and offering to grab drinks for others. Fast forward to a holiday-themed party with his friends. My date and I planned to meet there and hang out afterward. I spent the day cleaning my condo and preparing mulled wine to bring. During the party, people were getting drinks for one another, including me when I served the wine. At one point, I was sitting on the couch, blocked in by only my date on one side and many others on my other side. I was tired and didn't feel like tightly squeezing past people I didn't know, so I asked my date if he could grab me a glass of water. He shook his head, and after I said, "Huh?" he said, "No. I was just up, and you could have asked before I sat down again." I was taken aback because I view small gestures like grabbing water as basic acts of care for friends, but especially for someone you're dating. That moment, combined with a long day of preparation, left me feeling drained. Since the party was winding down and I didn't have the energy to engage further, I said my goodbyes and called a ride. My date offered to walk me out and said he felt hurt that I was leaving. I explained I needed to recharge, but that he was welcome to come over after the party. As we walked out, I jokingly mentioned how him not getting me water surprised me. He replied, "Wow, that really upset you, huh?" I have to be guarded about these things, you know. Later, we texted, but he seemed more upset about me leaving than interested in listening to why I felt drained. When I tried to call, he didn't answer. His texts were curt, and I eventually told him I'd let him decompress. 2 days later, I called to discuss what happened. He said he'd call that evening, but didn't reach out until 3 days later, saying, "I'm not dodging you, I've just been busy." At that point, I was over it, especially since he never acknowledged the misunderstanding or my attempts to resolve it. A month later, we finally had a conversation. He explained that getting me water felt subservient and was something I had to earn through time and being in the trenches with him. He also said I didn't understand how busy his life was. For context, I work multiple jobs. I calmly explained that grabbing water for someone isn't about being subservient, but a small act of kindness. After reflecting, I feel his responses and handling of the situation were disrespectful and indicative of bigger issues. So is there an asshole here? I appreciate the perspective. As soon as I read the word subservient, I knew OP had dodged a bullet too. I have to earn your grabbing me water when I can't easily get it myself? Water? Count yourself lucky, OP. Do not be this guy's doormat, not the asshole. Honestly, if a stranger asked me nicely, I'd get it. Yikes. Not the asshole. And his use of the word subservient and his need to have his ego stroked for being so busy make me wonder if he's the worst kind of chauvinist. Just let him go. Not worth it. Not the asshole. You're within your rights to feel turned off by this. I would be too. It's not like you're constantly asking him to get you things. It's just one tiny favor. Small acts of kindness go a long way in building a connection, and he couldn't even be bothered to do that much? He believes it's subservient to get your date a glass of water? Consider yourself lucky. You dodged a bullet. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.